Welcome, dear listener. Take a deep breath, let go of the stresses of your day, and allow yourself to settle into a place of peace. Tonight, we invite you on a journey to the stars, where the vast, silent expanse of the universe whispers its secrets to those who are willing to listen. Find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, and let the soft glow of the night sky wrap around you. As we drift into the story, allow the rhythm of the cosmos to guide you into a restful state, where the boundaries of space and time fade, and all that remains is the gentle hum of the universe. Welcome to a whisper from the Andromeda Star. Relax, breathe, and let the stars sing you to sleep. The night sky stretched endlessly over the quiet valley, its velvety blackness punctuated by shimmering stars that flickered like tiny embers caught in a cosmic breeze. The air was still, save for the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant hoot of an owl, nature's lullaby wrapping the world in its gentle embrace. It was the perfect kind of night for dreaming, for drifting into the boundless sea of the unknown, where reality softened and the whispers of the universe could be heard by those who listened closely enough. Far from the glow of city lights, nestled in the rolling countryside, lay the small observatory of Dr. Elias Varon. A modest structure, built more from love than luxury, it housed a single large telescope and a myriad of screens that flickered with celestial data. Elias had spent years chasing the secrets of the cosmos, driven by a quiet reverence for the mysteries it held. Tonight was no different. He sat at his desk, his fingers idly tapping against a worn notebook as his eyes flickered between screens, their soft glow illuminating his weathered face. He wasn't expecting much. The Andromeda Galaxy was his latest obsession, a sprawling spiral of stardust and potential, its light reaching Earth from a time long before human hands ever traced constellations in the sky. For months, he had tuned his instruments to its silent song, listening, watching, waiting, more out of habit than expectation. Then, just past midnight, something changed. A pulse. Faint, almost imperceptible, like a breath caught in the vastness of space. It wasn't random static, nor the usual hum of cosmic radiation. It was deliberate, steady, rhythmic, an unmistakable pattern woven into the fabric of the universe itself. Elias leaned forward, heart hammering in his chest. He adjusted the frequency, filtering out the usual background noise, and there it was again. A whisper from the Andromeda Star. He barely dared to breathe as he recorded the signal, running algorithms, tracing its origin with meticulous precision. It wasn't from a star, not exactly. It was from somewhere within the Andromeda Galaxy, impossibly distant yet reaching him with a clarity that defied explanation. The signal pulsed again, a steady rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The realization sent a shiver through him. This was not the accidental noise of the cosmos. This was something else. Something, someone, was speaking. But in what language? And to whom? Elias glanced at his notes, filled with equations and star charts, but nothing prepared him for this. He had spent a lifetime searching the stars for an answer to a question he had never fully formed, and now, in the stillness of the night, he had found something that defied reason. He reached for his coffee, his hands unsteady, the night's chill seeping into his skin. The observatory felt smaller now, the world outside stretching into infinity, an expanse filled with a presence he could neither see nor understand. The signal pulsed again. 3 beats, then silence. Then 3 again. A pattern. Elias pressed his fingers against his temple, willing his thoughts into order. There were protocols for this, rules laid out for first contact, if that was even what this was. But none of them accounted for the loneliness of the moment, the sheer weight of knowing that, for the first time, he was no longer simply watching the stars. They were watching him back. He turned to his radio transmitter, hesitating only a moment before pressing the button to respond. His voice was barely a whisper, yet it carried into the depths of space. "I hear you." For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, impossibly, the signal changed. It responded. A whisper from the Andromeda Star. The observatory hummed with quiet anticipation as Elias leaned closer to the monitor, his breath held in anticipation. The signal, still steady, still rhythmic, had altered subtly after his response, as if acknowledging his presence. He traced the pattern with his fingers on the screen, mapping out the beats against the void of space. What did it mean? He turned to his computer, running another set of analyses. The pattern was complex yet harmonious, resembling a melody rather than mere noise. He replayed the recorded pulses through the observatory speakers, adjusting the frequency to human hearing range. A series of tones emerged, soft, resonant, like an ethereal lullaby carried across the cosmos. It was music. A song in the stars. Elias's fingers trembled as he adjusted the transmission settings, his heart pounding in his chest. Could this truly be communication? A civilization, unimaginably distant yet reaching out through the vast silence of space. He had dreamed of such a moment, yet the reality of it left him unmoored, adrift in wonder and apprehension. He exhaled slowly, steadying himself. If this was a message, it had to be answered. He composed a response, translating his own musical tones into a sequence that mirrored the structure of the signal. A simple scale, ascending and descending, sent into the void with a quiet hope that somewhere, someone was listening. Time stretched. The observatory walls seemed to pulse with the weight of the unknown. Then, after a long pause, the signal changed again. A new pattern emerged, intertwining with the melody he had sent, a response, an evolution of the song. Elias closed his eyes, feeling the music resonate deep within him. This was not just sound. It was something more. A conversation. Something, or someone, was singing back. Elias sat back in his chair, gazing out at the endless stars above. The Andromeda galaxy, once a distant dream, now felt impossibly close. He was no longer just an observer of the cosmos. He was a part of its song. The morning sun crept over the hills, its golden rays filtering through the observatory's windows, but Elias hardly noticed. He had spent the night documenting every pulse, every shift in the transmission. The melody had become more intricate, almost playful, as if the sender was testing the boundaries of their newfound connection. Now, as the first warmth of day touched the earth, Elias faced a question he had never expected to ask. What came next? He scrolled through his notes, each one a frantic attempt to decode the signal's patterns. The more he listened, the more he felt something beyond simple communication, an invitation. It was as though the Andromeda Star was calling him forward, urging him towards something greater. His hands trembled as he reached for his journal. Was it madness to believe he could go beyond simply listening? That he could respond in a way more tangible than radio waves? He picked up his phone and dialed a number he hadn't called in years. Dr. Varon, came the familiar voice of an old colleague. It's been a long time. Elias took a breath. I need your help. I think I've found something. And I need to go to it. A silence hung between them before the voice replied, calm but curious. Go to it? Elias, where exactly are you planning to go? Elias turned his gaze back to the monitor, where the song of the Andromeda Star still pulsed, waiting. Somewhere far beyond anything we've ever known. The night before his departure, Elias dreamt. He drifted through a vast expanse, not quite space, not quite memory. Stars swirled around him in patterns that felt familiar yet unknowable, their light humming in harmony with the melody he had exchanged. He reached out, and the cosmos responded, shifting, bending, whispering in voices just beyond comprehension. A shadow moved through the stardust, neither threatening nor welcoming, simply present. It sang, and the song vibrated through Elias's very being, filling him with both wonder and longing. Then, just as he felt he might understand, the dream dissolved. He awoke to the first light of dawn, his heart pounding. The journey was about to begin. As Elias drifted through the blackness of space, encased in the protective silence of his vessel, he felt time itself become fluid. The stars outside shimmered like scattered petals on a darkened pond, and the ship hummed with the quiet rhythm of its journey. Somewhere ahead, beyond the veil of dreams, lay his destination, an impossible beacon of life deep within Andromeda. Then, the darkness gave way to something luminous. It was not a planet. Not in the way Earth was. It was something altogether different, a vast structure woven from light and shadow, appearing like a floating garden suspended in space. Great luminous vines twisted through the void, their tendrils curling around floating stones that pulsed with an inner radiance. Flowers of unknown color bloomed in the weightless abyss, their petals shifting hues as though responding to an unseen song. Streams of glowing mist wove through the air, carrying scents Elias could not name but which stirred something deep in his memory. His breath caught in his throat. The ship's systems flickered as if in recognition, and the signal. His signal grew stronger, threading itself into the very fabric of this place. The garden was alive. And it had been waiting for him. He reached for the controls, his fingers steady despite the wonder pulsing through his veins. He had found it. The celestial garden. And he was not alone. The celestial garden pulsed with an unseen rhythm, a silent harmony that resonated through Elias's very being. As he stepped from his ship onto one of the floating platforms, a soft glow emanated from the ground beneath him, lighting his path forward. It was as if the very fabric of this place recognized him, welcomed him. The vines that spiraled through the expanse shimmered as though aware of his presence, and the luminous mist wove between them like breath through ancient lungs. Ahead, at the heart of the garden, stood a towering structure, a cathedral of light sculpted from the very essence of the stars. Elias felt his pulse quicken. He had traveled farther than any human before him, and now, standing in this place of impossible beauty, he was not alone. A figure emerged from the glow. Tall and radiant, the being seemed woven from the same celestial fabric as the garden itself. Its form shifted between solid and ethereal, neither entirely flesh nor entirely energy. Eyes like distant galaxies regarded Elias with an unreadable expression, not hostile, nor entirely welcoming. Simply watching. "You have come," the figure spoke, though its lips did not move. The words resonated within Elias's mind, a voice as vast as the universe itself. "You have heard the call." Elias swallowed, his throat dry. "Who are you?" "I am the keeper of light," the being answered. "Guardian of the song, watcher of the silent echo." "The signal," Elias murmured, understanding dawning upon him. "The music, it came from here." The keeper inclined its head. "It was sent to those who listen. To those who dream beyond their world. You followed the melody, and now you stand at the threshold." Elias's mind raced with questions. Why him? What was this place truly? What lay beyond this threshold the keeper spoke of? But before he could form the words, the figure extended a hand, and in its palm, a sphere of liquid light appeared, swirling with constellations that shifted and danced like fireflies in a summer night. "A choice stands before you," the keeper said. "To return to your world with the knowledge that you are not alone, or to step beyond the veil, where the song of the cosmos awaits." Elias's heart pounded. The weight of the moment settled over him like the vastness of space itself. He had spent his life searching, reaching beyond the stars for meaning, for connection. Now, at the precipice of something greater, the choice was his to make. The Keeper of Light waited, the universe reflected in its unblinking gaze. The sphere of liquid light hovered in the Keeper's outstretched hand, shifting and shimmering as if it contained the very essence of the cosmos. Elias stared into its depths, mesmerized by the constellations that formed and dissolved within, an eternal cycle of creation and decay. "What is this?" Elias asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "The memory of a star," the Keeper of Light replied. "A whisper that has traveled across time, waiting to be heard." Elias hesitated, reaching out but stopping just short of touching it. "What does it mean?" The Keeper's gaze deepened, as if peering into Elias's soul. "It is a message left by those who came before. A key to the song that binds the universe." Elias felt the weight of those words settle in his chest. He had spent his life searching for proof that humanity was not alone, and now he was holding, almost holding, something that was more than proof. It was a bridge between worlds, a story told in the language of the stars. With a deep breath, he let his fingers brush against the sphere. The moment he did, the world around him shifted. Light consumed his vision, not blinding but all-encompassing. He felt as though he were drifting, not through space, but through time itself. Images flickered before him, vast celestial cities, towering spires woven from light, beings of impossible beauty and wisdom. He saw civilizations rise and fall, their echoes rippling across the fabric of the cosmos. And through it all, the whisper remained, a song passed from one age to the next, a call to those who dared to listen. Elias gasped, stumbling backward as the vision faded. He was back in the celestial garden, the Keeper standing before him, still holding the sphere. "What?" Elias's breath came fast. "What happened?" "You have seen the truth," the Keeper said. "The whisper you followed was not a random signal. It was a memory, a beacon. A message left behind by a civilization that once thrived among the stars." Elias's mind reeled. What happened to them? The Keeper's expression turned solemn. They vanished. Their song faded, but their whisper remained, waiting for someone to hear it. Elias looked down at his hands, still tingling from the energy of the vision. The implications were staggering. If an entire civilization had left behind this message, what else had they left? What secrets lay hidden in the silent spaces between the stars? Their knowledge is now yours to seek, the Keeper said. The question remains, will you follow where the whisper leads? Elias swallowed hard, his heart pounding. He had come so far, and yet the journey was only beginning. Somewhere, out beyond the veil of time, the answer awaited. Elias stood at the threshold of the celestial garden, the keeper of light before him, holding the sphere of liquid light that seemed to pulse with the rhythm of the stars themselves. His mind was still reeling from the vision, the vast, shimmering cities of ancient civilizations, their songs of wisdom and wonder echoing through the expanse of time. The knowledge they had left behind was a gift, a legacy woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. But it was more than knowledge, it was a calling. A message that had been waiting for someone to hear, and now, it was his to carry. The keeper's gaze remained unwavering, as though it could see into the depths of his thoughts, reading the uncertainty that lingered within him. The choice remains, the keeper spoke, its voice resonating within Elias's mind like a distant, harmonious chord. You may return to your world with the truth you now hold, or step beyond the veil to uncover the secrets of those who have gone before you. Elias felt the weight of the decision pressing down on him, his heart pounding in his chest. The universe, with all its mysteries and wonders, lay before him. But it was not the grandeur of space that weighed on him now. It was the knowledge that he had been chosen. Not just to hear the song of the stars, but to carry it back to earth, to share it with humanity. To show the world that they were not alone, that the cosmos was a tapestry of life and light, waiting for those brave enough to reach for it. His thoughts drifted back to the world he had left behind, the quiet observatory, the solitude of his work, the silent nights spent staring at the stars, dreaming of this moment. The call had found him, and now, it was his responsibility to respond. I will return, Elias finally said, his voice steady despite the tremor of awe and wonder that filled him. But I will carry the light with me. I will share the song. The keeper of light nodded, its form shimmering like a reflection in a pool of starlight. The path will not be easy. The knowledge you carry is powerful, and not all will understand it. But you are not alone. The song will guide you, as it has always guided those who have heard its call. Elias took a deep breath, the weight of his choice settling into his chest. He reached out, his fingers brushing against the sphere once more. In that moment, the universe seemed to hold its breath. The song of the stars whispered through him, a melody that resonated deep within his soul. He could feel it, the connection to all that had come before, to the civilizations that had risen and fallen, their voices still echoing in the silent spaces between the stars. The keeper placed a hand on his shoulder, its touch both light and firm. Go with the light, Elias Varon. Carry the whisper of the Andromeda Star. And may the song guide you home. With a final glance at the keeper, Elias turned toward the ship that had brought him here. The celestial garden, with its luminous vines and glowing mist, receded behind him, becoming nothing more than a distant memory, a dream woven into the fabric of his journey. The stars themselves seemed to watch him as he boarded the vessel, their light guiding his way. As the ship ascended, Elias looked back one last time. The keeper of light stood at the heart of the garden, its form dissolving into the brilliance of the stars. The sphere of liquid light pulsed softly in its hand, a beacon of knowledge, a whisper from the past, and a promise for the future. The journey home was long, but Elias was no longer the man who had left Earth. He had touched the stars and heard their song. He had traveled beyond the veil of dreams and returned with the light. And when he finally stepped back onto Earth, his heart full of the music of the cosmos, he knew that the universe was not a cold, distant place. It was alive. It was waiting. And the whisper from the Andromeda Star had only just begun. The journey had ended, but in truth, it was only the beginning.